Okay, now we resume our reading now on the I think is 27. The first discourse, the set in motion of the Dharma wheel. Okay. I think last time we discussed until the 12th, what you call the 12th motion, right? The what do they translate that term? Three phases, 12 motion, 12 modes, yeah. Okay, I think it's on. I don't know because I'm using the original smaller version book, so the page may be different. So we come to that. So long, monks, as my knowledge and sin. Let me see where we are. Likewise, and then. Okay, so long, monks, as my knowing and seeing of these four truths of the noble ones, as they really are in their three phases and 12 modes altogether, was not thoroughly purified in this way, then so long in the world with these gods, Mars and Brahma, with these people renunciant, I did not claim to be fully awakened to the unsurpassed perfect awakening. By the way, in other words, means saying that. So have you read this one?
I think we're done with that paragraph.
We actually went through this paragraph.
Okay. In other words, mean the Buddha just claimed that if it not seeing it and not knowing it, he would not claim it. In other words, just a way to say that he's seeing and he also know it. So, okay. So where we were now?
I think we stopped here. We didn't finish this whole thing.
We have 4 remaining paragraphs.
This is what the blessed one said.
Okay, I think why don't you just read that first? Yeah, this is what the blessed one said. Okay.
This is what the blessed one said. Elated, the monks and the groups of 5 delighted in the blessed one's statement. And while this explanation was being spoken, there arose in the venerable Kondanya's dust-free, stainless vision of Dhamma, whatever is subject to origination or that is subject to cessation. And when the Dhamma wheel had been set in motion by the Blessed One, the earth-dwelling gods raised a cry. At Varanasi, in the deer park at Istipatana, the unsurpassed Dhamma wheel has been set in motion by the Blessed One, which cannot be stopped by any renunciant or Brahman or Mara or Brahma or by anyone in the world. Having heard the cry of the earth-dwelling gods, the gods of the 4 great kings raised the same cry. Having heard it, the 33 gods took it up. Then the Yama gods, then the contented Tusita gods, then the delighting in creation gods, then the gods who are masters of the creation of others, and then the gods of the Brahma group. Thus, at that moment, at that instant, at that second, the cry spread as far as Brahma world, and this 10,000-fold world system shook, quaked, and trembled, and an immeasurable glorious radiance appeared in the world, surpassing the divine majesty of the gods. Then the Blessed One uttered this inspiring utterance. The Honorable Kondanya has indeed understood. The Honorable Kondanya has indeed understood. In this way, the Venerable Kondanya acquired the same anyata.
The name. Not the same. I require the name.
Oh. Okay. Who has understood Kondanya?
Okay. I think this is we have the whole sutta translated here. The first is called the setting in motion of Dhamma wheel. Okay. Well, anyway, any discussion on this?
ask a question. So here it says that Venerable Kondanya, when he received the dust-free stainless vision of Dharma, he said that is whatever is subject to origination, all that is subject to cessation. Is that the same line he told Sariputta?
Yeah, I think I have to look at the Pali. I think it's the same, almost the same sentence. So, I mean, certainly the translation is the same. Yeah, so yang kinchi samudaya dhamma sapandam nirodha dhammanti.
So basically, when Sariputta asked him what is the nature of reality or what is the Dharma, he told him basically what he saw at this moment in another way.
Yeah, it's the same word. It's actually the.
No， 那个是阿斯塔，不是孔雀。
No, but he said the same word. Yang kinchi samudaya dhamma sapandam nirodha dhamma.
Oh yeah, it's not him. It's a different guy.
Yeah, it's Asaji, it's not Kondanya told him, but anyway, they say the same word. I don't mean that they were the same person. Do you ask whether the same person?
I thought they were the same person.
No. I thought you were asking whether they asked this, they uttered the same statement.
Okay, so
Asaji is one of the 5 companions, yeah. But the word is not, yeah, okay. All right, if you you don't have any further questions. So I think, as I said last time, if you look at the Chinese version, the way they explain what that's the three phases, what call that, the 3 phases and 12 modes. How use it in English term?
3 phases and 12 modes.
Yeah, the 3 phases and the 12 modes. It's the way they organize the 3 phases and the 12 modes are actually different from the Pali version. Okay. And in the Chinese, when I say the Chinese version, I don't mean only in Chinese, but actually you do find it in Sanskrit as well. So that's why then you find in other schools, the way they understand the 3 phases and 12 modes are. The way how you should put it into practice are a little bit different. You know, I won't say a little bit different. Actually, it's a huge difference. I may best to say that way. Because to them, you don't go to you understand, the truth of suffering, and then you come to that the truth of suffering should be known, and then you fully know the truth of suffering. Actually, they go each phases. Have to go through each phase have to go through the 4 mode first. It's not like the truth of suffering, then you have to go through 3 stages. But for them is that the stage of the know that you know the truth of suffering, the truth of the original suffering, the truth of the cessation of suffering, and the truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. And then you move on to that that should be no. So it's the order is a little different. So.
But how do you do that?
I'm not here to discuss that. This is a definitely Abhidhamma thing. That's why I say then I suspect that's one of the reasons why the Pali Buddhism and the so-called Sarvastivada or other school have very different opinions, have much to do with this way of understanding. Because from the have so much to do with this because from their version, the way they understand the suffering is different. I mean, not different. The way that how you come to understand the order, if you rely on the first the first sermon. Actually, it's very funny. Even the first sermon, according to the Pali Buddhism, is still very important. But normally, the people try to explain this is not the only way to practice. So, and they it's not that they don't say they are not, but that's why, according to the commentary, usually they say that's how the Buddha realized his. That's how he got his realization under the Bodhi tree. So, and this is why he said that during the time, what does it mean by set forth to the Dharma wheel? Because then the Buddha have the knowledge of the two, the knowledge of the desana and the knowledge of the Pativeda, mean the knowledge of the the penetration and then the knowledge of the you could say the teachings. So with those two kind of knowledge, when the body fulfilling the body, so fulfill body not body mean the knowledge, the wisdom, fulfilling the body, the wisdom. So that's why then the Buddha have established the Four Noble Truths. It seems like a Pali Buddhism somehow, even though definitely the Four Noble Truths is very important. I mean, it's none of them they say they are not, but to explain the whole system, how you should practice the Four Noble Truths, it would kind of like become not necessarily 100% significant. Because if you look at many sutras, you find that more emphasis on the Satipatthana, right? The four foundations of mindfulness than the Four Noble Truths. Don't you find that? Hello? Mm-hmm. Don't you find that? So, but then on the contrary, if you find in other school, like Sarvastivada, of course they still emphasis on the importance of the practice of Satipatthana, because that's belongs to the 37 factors of enlightenment. But in terms of the realization, or in other words, to become a saint, they are highly emphasis on the Four Noble Truths. So, yeah. The emphasis are a little different here. I mean, this is the reason why it's good that you don't just only study one kind of Buddhism. When you learn other kind of Buddhism, when I say other kind, I mean even though the tradition, the Abhidhamma tradition of that tradition is a little bit gone because of the Muslim invasion and then conquered India and all the things gone already. Still, we have a huge material. Then you do find the Four Noble Truths is really emphasis on that part. And this is why I suspect that from the earlier time, when the Pali Buddhism, because according to Pali Buddhism, claimed that they were supported by the Asoka, the King Asoka. We don't know what is true, but somehow the Pali tradition claimed that. And that time when the King Asoka was supported by the King Asoka, and the way that, because at the time the Asoka understood that there are so many different kind of teachings in Buddhism, and then they want to kind of like which one should be upheld or should be understood as a more legitimate, to the king, at least Asoka. According to the Katawadu, that record in the Pali, so and said that they will ask a question, Kim Manyasi, basically mean which one, what do you think, which school is, what kind of Buddha given the thought is the proper one? If they answer that the Buddha given the thought, the proper one as the one way of teaching, then it was understood as not the proper. In other words, not the legitimate school. The legitimate school should be understand then the Buddha giving the thought on the vibhaja, basically mean that analytic. The Buddha always analytic the teachings. That should be understood as the legitimate kind of school. So that's the reason why, according to Buddhist school, the Pali school, I like to talk Pali, I don't like to call Theravada, because Theravada, you don't have the term Theravada actually. This is a new invented term. So the Pali school, but based on the Pali language as the Buddhist text. So actually, the Pali text saying that they belong to Vibhajavada school. So in other words, actually, maybe the best to say, if you want to claim that as a Theravada, best to say we are Vibhajavada rather than we are the Theravada, because we don't really have a Theravada term in the Buddhist text. So in history, that you have the term called the Vibhajavada, because they claim themselves. Pali, the word Pali mean it can be a language, it can be mean the canon. The word Pali mean canon also. So that's why you have to read the language very carefully. Pali doesn't mean a language, but Pali can mean a canon. So yeah. So and that's why since then the Buddhism think that after the Buddha passed away for 200-300 years, when the school started to split, so you have the pure school called Vibhajavada school, and then another school, which is the Vibhajavada belong to the Stavridavada, originally from what you call the Stavridavada and the Mahasangika. But the Theravada, or you could say the Vibhajavada, is belong to the Stavridavada school. Yes?
中文是什么？Vibhajavada。
分别说不。
哦 ，OK， 谢谢。
Okay, if you have, I don't know any further question about this. I mean, sure, this is not an easy subject. I mean, sometimes when I say easy subject, I mean, if you really want to read it carefully again and again and again, you'll find a lot of interesting points there, even grammatically, and why you have to put it this and that. I mean, there's a lot of things to discuss with. I think, why don't we just recite the text in Pali once? I think, that I given to you. And
For the last time?
yeah, I give it the text of Pali. We can recite together, and then we just refresh our memory with the translation we have, I think. Okay, let's just, we can recite together, okay. Ekang yang spagava para nasiyang viharati isipatane mikataye tatra ko bhagava panchavakiye bhikkhu amantesi Dve me bhikkhave anta papachitena na sevitappa katame dve yo cha ayang kamesu kama sukhalikanu yogo hino kammo potujjaniko anariyo anatta sanghito yo cha ayang Athakila Mattanuyogo Dukkho Anariyo Anatta Sanghito Ete ko Bhikkhave Uppo Ande Anupakamma Majjhima Patipata Tathagatena Abhisambuddha Chakkhukharani Yanakharani Upasamaya Abhinyaya Sambodhaya Nibbanaya Samvattati. I think that is actually maybe exactly the equivalent to the first paragraph. Okay. In other words, just say that the Buddha was giving the talk in the, let's just finish it first. Okay. Katama jasa bhikkhave majjhima patipata tathagatena abhisambuddha chakkhukharani yanakharani upasamaya abhinyaya sambodhaya nibbanaya samvattati. อายังเอวะอาริโยอัตถังกิโกมัคโกสัยยาติตังสัมมาทิฏฐิสัมมาสังกัปโปสัมมาวาจาสัมมาคัมมันโตสัมมาวายโมสัมมาสติสัมมาสมาธิอายังโคสาภิกขเวมัจจิมาปฏิปทาตถาคเตนะอภิสัมบุทธาจักขุคารณีญาณคารณีอุปสมัยอภิญญายสัมโพธายนายสังวัตติอิตังโคปานะภิกขเวทุกขังอริยสัจจังชาติปิทุกขาจราปิทุกขาพยาปิทุกขามุนัมปิทุกขังอัปปิเยหิวิปาโยโกทุกโขยังปิชังนานัปปฏิตัมปิทุกขังปัจจุปตานขันธาทุกขาอิตังโคปานะภิกขเวทุกขสมุทัยังอริยสัจจังตังหาโปโนภาวิกานันติรากสหกตาตัตราปินันตินีสัยยาทิตังคามทังหาภาวตังหาปิภาวตังหาอิดังโคปานะภิกขเวอริยสัจจังโยตัสสะเยวะตังหายะอเสสวิรากนิโรโธปฏินิสสโกมุตติอนาลโยอิตังโคปานะภิกขเวทุกขานิโรธกามินีปฏิปตาสัจจังอายังเอวะอาริโยอัตถังกิโกมัคโกสัยยาอิตังสัมมาทิฏฐิสัมมาสมาธิอิตังทุกขังอริยสัจจังมิภิกขเวปุปเพอนาลุสุตเตสุธัมเมสุจักขุงอุตตปาติอุตตปาติปัญญาอุตตปาติวิชชาอุตตปาติอาโลโคอุตตปาติทุกขังอริยสัจจังปริญเยยังติเมภิกขเวปุปเพอุตตปาติตังโคปานิตังทุกขังอริยสัจจังปริญญาตังติเมภิกขเวปุปเพอนาลุสุตเตสุธัมเมสุอุตตปาติญาณังอุตตปาติปัญญาอุตตปาติวิชชาอุตตปาติอาโลโคอุตตปาติอิตังทุกขสมุทัยังอริยสัจจังติเมภิกขเวปุปเพอนาลุสุตเตสุจักขุงอุตตปาติญาณังอุตตปาติปัญญาอุตตปาติวิชชาอุตตปาติอาโลโคอุตตปาติตังโคปานิตังทุกขสมุทัยังปหาตัปปันติเมภิกขเวปุปเพปิตังโคปานิตังทุกขังสมุทัยังอริยสัจจังปะหินังติเมปุปเพอนาลุสุตเตสุธัมเมสุจักขุงอุตตปาติญาณังอุตตปาติปัญญังอุตตปาติอาโลโคอุตตปาติอิตังทุกขนิโรธังอริยสัจจังติเมภิกขเวปุปเพอนาลุสุตเตสุธัมเมสุอุตตปาติญาณังอุตตปาติปัญญาอุตตปาติวิชชาอุตตปาติอาโลโคอุตตปาติต ตังโคปานิตังทุกขังนิโรธังอริยสัจจังสัจฉิกาตัปปังติเมภิกขเว
ปุเปอุตต
ปาติตังโคปานิตังทุกขังนิโรธังอริยสัจจังสัจฉิกัตตังอิติ
ภิกขเว
ปุปเปอนาลุสุตเตสุธัมเมสุจักขุงอุตตปาติญาณังอุตตปาติ
ปัญญาอุตตปาติ
วิจจาอุตตปาติอาโลโคอุตตปาติอิตังทุกขานิโรธกามินีปฏิปตาอริยสัจจังติเม
ภิกขเว
ปุปเปอนาลุสุตเตสุธัมเมสุจักขุงอุตตปาติญาณังอุตตปาติปัญญาอุตตปาติวิจจาอุตตปาติ
อาโลโค
อุตตปาติตังโคปานิตังทุกขนิโรธกามินีปฏิปตาอริยสัจจังภาเวติตา
ปันติเม
ภิกขเวปุปเปอุตตปาติตังโคปานิตังทุกขานิโรธกามินีปฏิปตา
อริยสัจ
จังภาวิตันติเมภิกขเวปุปเปอนาลุสุตเตสุธัมเมสุจักขุงอุตตปาติ
ญาณังอุตตปาติ
ปัญญาอุตตปาติวิจจาอุตตปาติอาโลโกอุตตปาติยาวคีวันเจเมภิกขเว
อิเมสุจัตตุสุ
อริยสัจเจสุเอวังติปาริวัตตังตัวตัสสะคารังยัตถาภูตังญาณตัสสนังนาสุวิสุตังอาโหสิ
เนวะทาวา
หังภิกขเวสัตเตวะเคโลเคสมมาเรเคสัพพรหมเคสัมมนาปรามณียาปจายสัตเตวมนุสสายอนุตตรังสัมมาสัมโพธิอภิสัมพุตโตติปัจจัญญาสิงยะโตเจโคเมภิกขเวอิเมสุจาตุสุ
อริยสัจเจสุ
เอวังติปาริวัตตังเตตัสสะคารังยถาภูตังญาณตัสสรังสุวิสุทังอโหสิอัตถาหังภิกขเวสเตวะเค
โตเกสมาระเก
สัพ
พระมเคสัสสัสมานาปรามณียาปจายสัตเตวมนุสยา
อนุทารัง
สัมมาสัมโพธินอภิสัมโพธิอภิสัมปุทโธติปัจจญาสิง
ญามันเชปนาเมตัสสนัง
อุตตปาติอักขุปเมวิมุตติอายัมอันติมาจาตินัตติอิตานิปุโนภาโวติ
อิตัง
เมื่ออโวเจปะคาวาอัตตมานาปัญจวัคคียาภิกขุภะคะวะโตภาสิตังอภินันตุนติอิมัสมินเจปานาวิยาคารานัสมินบัญเยอายสมัตโต
โอคมดัญญสสะวิราจัง
วิตมาลังธรรมจักคุงอุตตปาติยังคินจิสามุดายธัมมังสัพพันตังนิโรธธัมมันติปาวัตติเตเจปานาภะคะวตาธัมมจักเคบุมมาเตวะ
สัตตมนุส
สาเวสงเอตังภะคะวตาบารณสียังอิสิปตาเนมิกตายเย
อนุตตรัง
ธัมมจักขังปวัตติตังอปัตติวัตติยังสัมมาเนนวาบรามเนนวา
เทวเนนวะ
มาเรนวาบรมรุณาวาเคนะจีวาโลกัสมิน ปุมมานังเตวานังสัตตังสุตวาจาตุมหาราชาธิกา
เทวะสัตตมนุส
สาเวสงเอตังภะคะวะตาบานรัสยังอิสิปตาเนมิกตายเยอนุตตรังธัมมจักขังปวัตติตัง
ปาติ
วัตติยังสามเณรวาบรามเณรวาเทเวนวามาเรนวาบรามุนาวาเกณจีวาโลกัสมินติ
ชาตุ
มหาราชิกานังเทวานังสัตตังสุตวาตาวตินสาเทวายามาเทวาตุสิตาเทวานิมานราติเทวาปาราลิมิตวันสาวัตติเทวา
ปามา
คายิคาเทวาสัตตมนุสสาเวสงเอตังภะคะวะตาบารณาสิยังอิสิปตาเนมิกัตตายเยอนุตตรังธัมมจักขัง
ภวัตติตังอปปติ
วัตถิยังสามเณรวาบรามเณรวาเทเวนวามาเรนวาปรามุนวาเคนจีวาโลกัสมินติอิทธาเตนะคัตเตนะเตนะมหุตเตนะยาวะปรามาโลกา
โตอะโภชิอายังชาตัสสะ
สหัสสิโลกาธาตุสังคัมปิสัมปะคัมปิสัมปะเวติ
ปมาโน
เจอุลาโรโอภาโสโลเกปัตุระโหสิอติคัมมาเตวนังเตวนุภาวันติอัตตโกภะคะวะอิมังอุตานังอุตาเนสิอัญญาสิวัตตโบกอนดัญโยอัญญาสิวัตตโบกอนดัญโยติอิติอิตังอายัสมะโตกอนดัญญัสสะอัญญาสิโลกอนดัญโยตเววะนามังอาโหสิติปัตตมัง Okay. I think basically the first paragraph is just say that once the Buddha was in the Banarashi, right? And then the Buddha told these five groups of the what we usually say Vagya, the five groups of person, and then saying that there are two extremes that need to be avoided. Okay. And then he also claimed that what is the first extreme is the kameshu, kama sukhalika nuyogo, that connected to the attachment or to the craving or connected to this enjoyment in the desire. So, and that's why he say that by is law and so forth, right? And then the second one,
or you could say the middle path or middle, generally we translate as a middle path. So that which is attained by the Buddha or the Tathagata, by the Tathagata. So and then of course the middle path that attained by the Buddha, the Tathagata, also mentioned in the second paragraph is Adandiko Makya, meaning the Noble Eightfold Path. Or you could say Ariyo Adandiko Makya. And the third paragraph is, so I mean of course then this and this kind of the noble the middle path Majjhima Patipata, the middle path. Sorry, in the second paragraph, in the middle path, Ayang Posa Bhikkhava Majjhima Patipata. This middle path will to give the Tathagata what is a Jaku Karani Yana Karin Upusamaya Abhinyaya Sampodaya Nibbana Samvatati. Means it will turn up to firstly will arise the eyes, the knowledge, and then the cessation or appeasement, you could say, and the supernatural power or the highest power, and then that leads one to have go into the wisdom and the nibbana. And then the third paragraph, then the Buddha say that what it is, Four Noble Truth. The first one, the dukkha ariya suffering, the truth for the suffering. What are these? Then he proclaimed the eight of them. Jati pi dukkha, jara pi dukkha, vyadi pi dukkha, marana pi dukkha, apiye pi sambayoga dukkha, pihe vipayoga dukkha, ichang nanapatitam pi dukkha, sankitena pachupana patana katana dukkha. There are eight of them. Jati, the birth is the suffering. The second one, jara, this what you call the always suffering, and bhaviti dukkha, and then the sickness is suffering. Marana dukkha means the death is suffering. Abhiyehi sambayoga dukkha means so that when you are confronted with something you don't like or somebody you don't like, so that is dukkha. Bihe vipayoga dukkha. When you are when you're living from whatever you love, that is suffering. So ichanan lapatitam dukkha means that whatever you want to get it but you don't attain it, so it's suffering. So sankitena, it means in conclude, we could say, in conclusion, sankitena pachupanadana kandatama dukkha. That means when there's five aggregate itself is suffering. So that there are eight of them. But anyway, that this paragraph is then another. He will explain again the second one in the third paragraph, in the third line, the fourth line from there, and he say what is the origin of the suffering? Dukkha samudaya ariya satya. Ya yang tangha pano bhavika. Nandi raga sahagata tatara tata vinandini. So what it is mean for that? That is if that is the one that like tanha pano bhavika, when somebody have this craving, tanha, right? Pano bhavika means that again arise. Nandi raga sahagata, with accompanied with what? With the raga, with the lust. That towards or with the lust and nandi, with the joyous. With the lust and the joyous, tatara tata abhinandini. So you again, tata means you again, continuously you are enjoying it, or you are how do you say? Yeah, you just go for it, or you just go for it and with the happiness. So sayya itang katama tangha bhavitangha, what it is? Sayya itang means you could say what it is. If so, kama tangha, bhava tangha, vibhava tangha, that is the craving for the lust, and the bhava tangha craving for the existence. Vibhava tangha means craving for the non-existence. Idangko bana bhikkhave dukkha nirodha ariya satya. And then what is mean the cessation of the dukkha as the truth as the noble truth. Yo tassa yeva tanghaya asesa viraga nirodha jago patinisako mutti anarayo. So of that kind of the tangha that you are away from, you are ceasing of it, and completely without attaching to it, or without the lust towards it. In asesa viraga means without attached to it at all. Nirodha means you are ceasing from it. Jago means abandon. Patinisako means you actually kick it out. Mutti means gone. Ananayo means it's become without attachment. So idangko pada bhikkhave dukkha nirodha gamini patipada ariya sajjani. So and then what is meant by the truth of the cessation of the suffering leading to the path of the noble truth, that is the noble eightfold path. Okay. I think it's one of the things I need to mention again. Interesting is about one thing is here. The second one is say what does it mean by the second truth? The truth of the origin of the suffering, right? Say the tangha apano bhavika nandi raga sahagatana tata abhinandini. But this kind of statement is very, very famous, okay? It's everywhere the same, either in any tradition it's the same. Basically, you want to say that when there's a tangha still again still exists there, and then when our mind when we have the raga, have the lust and the joyous towards them, that you again and again on it, you like it. In other words, let's say I may arise one wonderful idea, and then I delight my wonderful idea. And then because I delight a wonderful idea, so again, I really love my wonderful idea. So it's kind of dividing it up, you pile up all this. So in this kind of wonderful idea, there are three. In Pali, it's three. Actually, in all traditions are three, but the other tradition, like the Northern school, they don't have the third one. They don't use the third one. They use a different one. But in Pali, the difference is the Karma Tanha, Bhava Tanha, and Vibhava Tanha. And other tradition is the Karma Tanha, Bhava Tanha, and then also the Arupa Bhava Tanha. So it's different. But it's not Vibhava Tanha. So, in other words, it's mean here they say they delighted in the lust, delighted in, or you could delighted, in lust, delighted in the existence, or delighted in not existence. But the non-existent one is the other tradition. They don't use Vibhava Tanha, never. They use Arupa Tanha, mean they delighted in the formless sphere. In other words, they delighted in without the form. So. That's one of the big difference also between the Pali tradition and the other, as even so-called the early Buddhism. But of course, what does the Vibhava we explain already here? Let's say some people say, I want craving for Nibbana. That is also because you think that something is not gone. Actually, you don't understand what is Nibbana. You just think, oh, I have suffering now. I want something not just having the suffering, but not. Craving, having not the suffering is a craving, right? So, and that because they don't really understand what is meant by not having it, Like people committed suicide, the same thing. I don't want to live, I'm so suffer. So, and I want something that I don't need to suffer anymore. So that is a craving for Vibhava, not existence. Right. And, But however, if you want to find this explanation in Pali, you may find, but you don't find it in other traditions because they don't have the Vibhava. Okay, that's the definition. All right, now the fourth paragraph is Idam Dukkha Ariya Satya Nidime. Basically, it's here to claim that this Dukkha Ariya Satya means the noble truth of the suffering to me. So it's never heard before. In other words, never heard before. It's never this kind of never arise before, okay? But to me, of course, never heard before that, to me they never heard before, but I, the Buddha, have really see, that the Dhamma is arise, the Chakku is arise, the knowledge is arise, the Jnana is arise, Panya is arise, and the understanding is arise, Vijja is and the light is arise. Now there are four stages of it. First is that the Bupe Analusuteso Dhammeso, this the Dhamma in this Dhamma, in the Dhamma never heard before. Okay, Bupe Analusuteso mean Bupe mean before, Analusuteso mean never heard. Okay, Dhammeso the Dhamma. In the Dhammas that the Dhamma that never heard before, the Buddha me. And to me, his essence. So I, Jakku Uttabadi. So his eyes arise, his knowledge arise, Jnana. Usually knowledge, that Jakku is mean he see it, right? And then sometimes we translate just like a wisdom, but I think I like to translate also to mean the eyes, mean he see it. Usually we say people have a Dwe Jakku, mean they have two eyes, refer to people who are not blind. In other words, people who have a meditation skill, they can see it, they understand it very well. Jnana certainly is related to the experience. Now that sometimes we explain that they have this kind of Pariyana, and then that means a kind of the knowledge that you're able to investigate, and the knowledge that you're able to go over and investigate, so that at the end you come to the Pativedana Jnana, you go to it, you can penetrate it. So usually in Pali tradition, explain it as a three-guided jnana, go to it. First you experience it. The second that you're able to experience it, go anywhere, investigate the whole thing as a whole. And the third one, you can able to see the origin of it, the problem of it. So that's what we call the Pativedaya. And then after that, then you have the Banya, because that you understand the cessation. That's why you have the Banya. Because usually Banya refer to you certainly have to see the cessation and you see the Nibbana. Okay? Even those are temporary, still you see it. You know. But of course here we don't say temporary because it's a Buddha realization. But, so because of the see the cessation and then the Vijja Uddhabadi, the Vijja, is the opposite term of the avijja, mean ignorance. It means you are become understanding, they arise. When the understanding arises, aloka uddhabadi, and the light arises. This is why I told you, as far as I know, actually all the people who become the saints, they always have the light arise. The light would never cease. I don't want to say too much this kind of mystical thing because this is not my approach to teach Buddhism usually. And I'm quite a demystical kind of explanation. Not that I don't believe it existed, but it's not for the goodness of the teaching. Otherwise, it would be bad for the. Everybody like to talk about mystical thing, and they're crazy for that. They forget about human life and much more problem than the mystical. I don't really like that. But I just want to say that certainly the term is here. They have to reason. That's all. Okay, when you study Buddhist text. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a 4 paragraph. So the same thing that the Buddha claimed that Dhammko Panitan Tukariya. So that's what we said about the 3 phases and 12 modes. So the first one he understands the dukkha, right? And the second one, Panitan Tukka Ariya Sajam Pariyenya, mean the first one is sorry, that's the first one. He knows Pariyenya. No, that should be known. And the third one is Parinyata, that has been known. Okay. Where's the first one? Oh, the first one didn't say. Just say this arise. Yeah, and the second one is the Pariyaya, and the third one is the Paninyata. Okay. Understand? So that's why the first one he have a knowledge. The Paninyaya, he has the Kicha, meaning he know what he should do. Okay, this is in commentary to explain as a Kicha, and the third one is Paninyata, meaning Kata, mean he understands. He has done it. He has done it. He has do it. No any question, right? So, and then the second, the Buddha claimed the second knowledge that he has is the dukkha samudaya ariya satyan. The same thing he first know it. No, the first one he was. Let me see. What's the term? That means he abandoned it, right? So he said. So when we look at the fifth one, itam dukkha samudaya ariya satyanti me bhikkhave puppe anura sutte suthamme sujakkum uddhabati niyana uddhabati panya uddhabati vicharuddhabati aloka uddhabati tanko panitam dukkha samudaya ariya satyam pahatapam. Okay, so then he knows the first one he didn't mention, but basically means he knows it, and the second one he knows he has to be abandoned it, pahatapam, right? And the third one. So he bahina, he has done it, he has abandoned it, the origin of the suffering. Okay. Both are the same thing, okay. The first one, he knows it, what is the cause of the suffering. And the second, he knows he has to abandon it. But either this, he also have this jakkum uddhabati, jnana uddhabati, panya uddhabati, vijja uddhabati, aloka uddhabati. Okay. So and then the third one he has abandoned it. He done it. He did it. Okay. So also the same. then at that this kind of never heard Dhamma is also mixing to have these eyes arise. Again, he had the knowledge arise, the Panya arise, the Vijja arise, and Aloka and arise. Okay. Now, the sixth paragraph is in relation to the Dukkha Nirodha Ariya Satya, mean the noble truth of the cessation of the suffering. So, and that's usually just in the cessation. So the same was the same thing. He just mentioned this, the cessation, the suffering. You know, he knows this, but then he also able to Sachiki Dabban. Okay, he could approach it, or you could say it can attain it, depending on how you like to translate. Sachi ka dabban, but I like to say approach, but some people usually translate as mean attaining. He attain the cessation. Okay. But sometimes I think because they have the root word each means you are really like willing to, or you're willing to go, right? So I like to say approaching it. You really are going there, you know. Otherwise, you know, sometimes you attain this nibbana, you see, you are free of it. I met people told me they meditate and they see this guy. They don't go on that. They say, I get so scared because everything comes to nothingness, kind of like. Of course, it's not nothing. I mean, it comes to. I said, then they get so. I said, why are you scared? You should go on it, that like that. So this why I like the term Satikata Bandu translate more like approaching it rather than just attending. Because a lot of people, they even say that when the, let's just say one of the very simple explanation, like, I don't want to say even in a, I met people really, when they meditate, even in our meditation retreat, they told me that in a Q&A, they have a really good experience, but they really get scared, you know, like that. Because their mind doesn't want to go that path, you know. The mind still have the lust and craving, even though they have a good meditation because of the normal daily life, you know, have a highly influence of their normal daily life. Anyway, so that's why I like to say, go into it, or you could just say, you know, approaching it. But it's okay, you should translate attending. So that should be attend, right? Sachikatapan. I mean, that's another Buddha say, you need really go there. Don't just say you don't want to go there like that. And then also the same thing that as what we mentioned, that all also have to go through the eyes, the knowledge, the panya, the vijja, and aloka arises. I mean, the light will arises again. So the light again arises and arises again. And then the third one of the third phases is fourth is, it's not just Sachikatapan, that should be a 10, but he has a 10, Sachikatan, okay. So we have done it, the 10. Okay, now we come to the 7th paragraph, the next page, on the hierarchy rule. And then, so what is this? Dukkha Nirodha Gamini Patipada Ariya Satya. So the same thing the Buddha understand what is the path that leading to. Well, I mentioned also Nirodha, Dukkha Nirodha, of course, means the cessation of suffering. Gamini is actually, the word Gama means the path, right? Gamin. But you know, it's Gamini had the kind of understanding as the path, as the kind of like accusative way of saying. Patipada is the feminine term of the path that towards the Gamini means leading to, okay. Leading usually is also mean going to the path that go into the cessation of the suffering. Okay. Now the word Patipada, as I say, is not here is not using marga, not like the marga. I mean, you know, the word marga mean path also, some translate, but here use Patipada. Okay. Pati generally you could understand as or you could understand the separate, but you can understand as a prefix, as separate, or mean. I like to understand it as more like, you know, focus on what pada is mean the food, right? The food. But anyway, Patipada it's from not the food. It's from the root part, mean you step on it. You step on what? You know, you step on the facing to you step on the path leading to, or you step on something that leading to the cessation of the suffering. Or you could say step on, but you know in English you can say step on something. Step on leading if you take as a noun, gamini. Or you could, that's why usually we say path.
Treading the path.
Yeah, treading the path. But you know, gamini is leading to also treading. I saw it's okay, it's right. Treading the path, that is treading the path which is, you could say treading the path which is the cessation of the suffering. What it is, so the Noble Eightfold Path. Okay. Well, what does it mean? It means the Noble Eightfold Path is the what does it mean?
The path to Nibbana.
No, the Nirodha Dukkha, the cessation of suffering, is treading the path leading to the cessation of the suffering. You could say Nibbana, but and that let me see here what it say. Anyway, first just say he knows it, and the second he say he Bhavivetapan, that should be practice. Bhavivetapan. Or as I say, Bhavivetapan, you could say it should be meditate also, depending on how you like to translate. Or it should be practice. And the one he have done the practice, right? Bhavitan, do you see the word Bhavitan? One is a Bhavivetapan, means that should be practice, and the last one, Bhavitan, means if you look at the paragraph 1, 2, line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the fifth line, the first word. Yeah. Okay, so the next paragraph is saying that another paragraph, I mean, if it 7, 8 paragraph, basically mean these four noble truths is with the knowledge to see it as it is, the way it is. So basically mean of these four noble truths, there are three Diparivattan, right? 3 phases. Dvedasakaran, Akaran, there are 12 modes. Okay. So all these 3 Parivattan and 12 modes that see it with the knowledge, jnana and darshana, see it with the knowledge, or you could understand. This is a little tricky actually. Sometimes you can understand this as depending on how you analyze this sentence, in what kind of compound. But anyway, simply just say you see it with the knowledge, okay, as it is, yatha Buddha, okay. So here actually they say if this is not done so, no anybody can do it, So that I will not claim it. Basically that's what the Buddha wanted to say in such a way, this Four Noble Truths with the 3 phases and 12 modes. But actually the next paragraph say the Buddha say is because I could do it. So we see and with the knowledge. So that's why Suvisuddhang Ahosi, the purification arise. That is which could give us a purification. So that's what he could see, but not the other. Okay, like other Samara, Brahmana, and so forth. That's what they try to emphasize, and also try to emphasize at that time when he could see these three phases and 12 modes. What happened? Akupame vimutti. Do you see the paragraph? In the third paragraph is the second page. If you look at the fourth line, the last, almost like the last, the fourth line. Akupame vimutti. Ayang antima jati. Nati idani puna bhavati. Okay. Then that means the Buddha say when he anuttara samma sambodhi abhisambuddhati, that he attained the unsurpassed anuttara samma sambodhi, unsurpassed, fully enlightened, right? In the third line, if you look at it. So abhisambuddha means he become the Buddha. So when that kind of knowledge in he see and arise, what happened? Akupa me, so he would not shake anymore. In other words, become unshakable. Vimutti mean liberation, 就是解脱。Okay. Ayang Dima Jadi, Ayang Andima Jadi. This, and he actually go beyond the birth. Now here it's interesting. He didn't say he cut off the birth, but here he say Andima Jadi. He goes beyond the birth. Actually, why I want to mention this to you, that telling you in the future, if you study more Buddhism, you'll find why the Buddhism sometimes want to claim that the Buddha says something, not necessarily everything that some people claim, but they have to go back to the original text. The original text here, he only say Andima Jadi, okay? He didn't say the Jadi Nirodha, okay? We never use the word cessation of the Jadi, the birth. He only say he goes beyond the birth.
What does it mean?
No, this is what I want to say is a very big problematic later on. But generally in Theravada say, oh, then he will not born again. But that doesn't necessarily agree by the Mahayana also. Because the term is never say, I don't have any birth. He say, I just go beyond the birth. Well, I just want to say when you study Buddhism, if you want to make not as a religion only. Religion will tell you something and ask you to think it. Okay, that's the way. But you know the study of Buddhism until the 11th or 13th century stopped. But before, after the Buddha passed away, almost during that time, more than 1,500 years, the study of Buddhism is still going on, and then it leads to a lot of so many different ideas. I don't know whether it's good or not. It's out. It is up to you, but it's not my. I'm just teaching, giving you to understand why we have so many material in Buddhist studies. Anyway, na idani puna bhavati. He does say that na idani, that here he would not reborn again and again. That's true. That's a word. Okay. He will not puna bhavati, mean bhava, meaning he does not reborn again and again. But sometimes you can read it, he does not reborn again, mean he just not reborn again, you know. It's okay. But we just read that carefully, okay. So that's what the Idang Voja Bhagava Atmana Panchavakiya Bhikkhu Bhagava Pasita Abhinanita. When the Buddha said that, actually that time, these Panchavakiya Bhikkhu, mean the 5 groups of the monks, they heard what the Buddha said, you know, from the Buddha. Pasitang, Bhagavato Pasitang, Abhinanbundi, they were really delighted. Okay. Now, so the next part is very short. Let me see whether this is the same, put it in the same. Anyway, at the time, when the Buddha, where Karaniyas mean Panyamani, why the Buddha pronouncing this kind of sentence statements, you could say simply, just trying to say, Gondanya, sir, Gondanya, you know, one of the 5 group of monks, Virajang, Vidamaran, Dhammachakam, Uddabadi. What kind of thing arises to the Gondanya is Virajang, without dust, Rajang, okay. And then Vidamana means without, anyway, without defilement, you could simply just translate. What did you translate here?
Stainless.
Stainless, yeah, stand. Without the stand, and then Dhammajaku, and the eyes of the Dhamma arise. Now, Virajang, remember when the Buddha did say that when the Mara Sahambaja, when he arrived and invited the Buddha to give the talk to person, right? And he said, there are still people who have a little dust in the eyes. The word dust is here, Raja. Okay, Raja. So Virajang here means now his dust is gone. Okay. Refer to, and his eyes of little dust is gone, and of course the stand is gone, and then his eyes have the Dhamma. So, and then when you have Dhamma, he proclaimed this very, very interesting. Here I'm using interesting, it's not as a question, but it's really in the early Buddhism, usually this is a very most common statement pattern. And this most common statement you could find a lot even in Theravada and Theravada, you know, in other 2 of the text, Kotara and Telikata. So I say that Yang Kinchi Samudaya Dhamma Sapanda Nirodha Dhamma. And it's almost a lot when you read at the Telikata and Telikata. You know what is Telikata and Telikata? Can you explain it?
Verses of the elders and elder monks and elders nuns.
Yeah, and the verses is usually those verses come to when those monks and nuns, when they become arahant, they have kind of like
They say
joyful
something.
and they can utter some of the verses, verses. There you always can see this statement said, Yang Kinchi Samudaya Dhamma Sabbandam Nirodha Dhamma. Okay. Now, and then about the before the last three paragraphs, the one Bhavati Java Bhagavata Dhamma Chakku Bhuma Deva Sattama Saveso. Anyway, after, then at the time, and these kind, either the earth and the heavenly, these persons, or you could say the divine beings and the person, the divine being who living in the earth, the divine being who living in the earth, where is, am I right? Something grammatical.
Umadeva.
Huh?
Earth dwelling gods.
Yeah,
Bhuma
it
Deva.
was either in the earth or either in the Deva, right? In the heavens. So and with them, so they were so delighted because the Buddha delivered the first sermon. So, and they were, let me say, not only delighted, let me see. Satam Sutwa Jatu Maharajika, and they proclaim one to another. Okay. So they will say, kind of like, announcing and crying out that then the Buddha in Isitavanana have turned the wheel of the Dhamma, the unsurpassed wheel of the Dhamma, to everyone. So there, from the pronouncing from the earth to the heavenly, and then to even the highest heaven, okay, called the Paranimita, Vasana, Deva, and even up to the Brahma Kayika, the heaven of the Brahma. I don't know actually the Brahma Kayika is only referred to the first jhana or even the fourth jhana. I understand as a fourth jhana, but I cannot say it clearly now. I never thought about that. Deva Sattva Dhamma Rosavesa. Definitely the first jhana the Brahma will know. Brahma Kayika Deva. Because I think the commentary did mention whether there was only which jhana. Certainly it's referred to the heavens, to the desire realm, and even the heavens that in the form. But we don't know up to what kind of level. I mean, whether the second jhana level also. And what is the next one? Anyway, so later is about that when they cry out, all these people cry out from different heavens and the earth, then the whole world is shaking. Basically, when the claim, one of the really like the Greek lion roar disappear, and then the light is become immeasurable, goes all over the direction, and even go beyond. Let's say that like Atikaman Devanan Devana Bhavati, even go beyond where the Devas people living. But there's also another very interesting thing. Why I want to mention that? So it's that indirect saying that beyond the Deva being living, there's another place. Right? I don't know. Of course, they never mentioned, but you could pick that out and saying that you could just say go all over the Deva being living, right? But why do you want to say go beyond all Deva living beings? I mean, I'm telling you this because sometimes when you read some Mahayana texts, don't just say they are bullshit. Sometimes they must find something resource, a little bit there and there. They trying to, you could say they make it out whatever you like to claim that, but definitely they pick up something there, But otherwise, you would just simply could just say, even in Pali or in all the versions, you could just say they would just go to all the Devas, right? But why he just say Adhikamman Devanang Devanupavanti, mean they go beyond even to heavenly places where the divine being living. Yeah. Anyway, no, this is, I'm just pick up on, this is not the purpose of our class here, but I will sometimes ask you when you read something, learn something, don't just listen to one version, and when you read, you just find this interesting passage here going on. Okay, anyway, after Go Bhagava Ima Udana Udane, see when the Buddha at the time says, or claiming Udana is usually, Udana always refer to, you say something but without invited, okay? You just, you just proclaim it by yourself or with your own wish. So anya siwata po kondanya, anya siwata po kondanya, ti iti itang ayos mato kondanya sa anya sa kondanya. So, anya basically means knowledge. You, kondanya, have the knowledge, kondanya have the knowledge. So in other words, at that time, the ayasamato, the word ayasamato is coming here. Ayasamato kondanya. So the kondanya become ayasamato. So anyasi kondanya. So kondanya become anyasi. Mean the kondanya have the knowledge. So here you look at the word kondanya in earlier they didn't use. I think there's sometimes refer to kondanya. Did they? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. When that time anyway at the time ayasamato kondanya get the knowledge. So from there onwards, so he is called anyasi kondanya. I mean he is the kondanya with the knowledge. In other words, he is the first fruit. And actually, according to commentary, explain that why he want to say the proclaiming of this kind of all over the heavenly and then to other heavens is because at the time, when they are almost like when somebody in the old day, when the king want to summon somebody, say something like very important message saying that everybody has to be gathered together. Now we have to fight, and then they have to pass through to another kind of area. How they do that? Some important people need to say, the king say, everybody have to summon together, right? That's how they pass a message now, right? And you don't have a loudspeaker like that, but except the light. Otherwise, so the message being passed out by the God when heaven rejoice to one kind of rhyme, to heaven to another kind of rhyme. And he said that even that time, so then a lot of this God, the divine being also become the first fruit also. All right, we take a little break and then we come back. See if you have any thought and idea even online or what. That would be love to share with people. That would be lovely. We take just 5 minutes break. Okay.